If I could only grow a handful of flowers, Scabiosa would definitely make the list. They've got a certain wild look about them and they look absolutely beautiful in a garden border, but they're also absolutely fantastic as a cut flower, which is how I use them. I really love the way that they add movement and texture to both a garden and a bouquet. And I think they bring something that no other cut flower that's so easy to grow really can, in that movement and the texture and the way that you can use them in the flowering stage and in the seed pod stage as well. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Ellie and I'm a cut flower grower and self-taught florist here in Taupo, New Zealand. I'm gardening zone 9B and I love sharing all content around growing flowers, arranging flowers and flower variety inspiration as well. So if that sounds like something you might like as well, I would love for you to subscribe. It really helps me to carry on making these videos. Scabiosa are a highly productive cut flower, which is another reason why I just love to grow them. In this video, I'm going to show you how I grow my Scabiosa from seed. Now, Scabiosa are cold hardy annuals. You can get perennial varieties of Scabiosa as well. Today, I'm going to talk to you about the annual varieties, but you can sow the perennial varieties in the same way. Some of my favorite Scabiosa varieties to grow are the Oxford Blue, Snow Maiden, got Scabiosa Snow Maiden, which are just the cutest little fluffy pom-pom flowers, Black Knight, and also Salmon Queen. So they really do come in such an array of colours, and they come in blue as well, which you'll know if you grow flowers for floristry in any way. Sometimes it's hard to get a consistently blue flower across the whole growing season. So Scabiosa is one I love for filling that gap of a blue flower as well. Scabiosa need light to germinate, so when I sow my seeds, I'm going to make sure that I am sowing them on the surface of my potting mix, and I'll show you how to do that in a moment. And they do like a germination temperature of between 18 to 21 degrees Celsius. So I have a greenhouse here and I sowed some seeds just a couple of weeks ago, and we're in the middle of winter here in New Zealand, and it was actually warm enough for them to just germinate in just a home greenhouse. If you're struggling to get germination in your greenhouse, if it's a little bit cold still where you are, pull them into your house and the temperature of your house should be enough. I do sometimes use a heat mat, but for Scabiosa I found it's not really necessary. The warmth of the house will be enough. If you do want to get ahead on your seed sowing, I do have a separate video on a DIY greenhouse, which is like a tub system that I use. So if you do want to watch that, it just helps you sow seeds that little bit earlier in spring. You'll often see in the garden centre you'll walk in, they've got nice established plants at the very start of spring. It's because they're sowing them now. So if you're in New Zealand, Scabiosa is one that I am going to start now for spring planting. So I've just got my 6-cell punnet here, and I'm just going to fill it up with potting mix. Scabiosa seeds are quite big, or at least their seed casing are quite big. So I found that it's not necessary to use a seed raising mix, which is a little bit more expensive. They are totally fine on just a potting mix. So you can save yourself a bit of money there. So I'll just fill that up and I'll give that a sprinkle of water. Just gonna wet that potting mix there. And then I need to find my seeds. Look at the state of this. Shocking. Jackpot. So I've just found some Scabiosa Snow Maiden here. This is what the seeds look like. So the seeds are actually inside these little casings, but you can see that they just look like little bells. So I'm just going to take my potting mix. And this seed's a little bit old, so I'm actually going to sow 2 per tray. So I'm literally just placing them on top of the soil. Extra one in there. So I am just going to give them just a little push down to make sure they've made good contact with that potting mix there. Just like so. And then I'm going to pop them into my little germination tub. So this tub is just going to stop them from drying out. I will give them a mist spray just where I've sown them as well. I'll pop them in here. I've got another tray of seeds germinating, and I've also got some feverfew cuttings in there as well, but it just helps keep the humidity up. So I'll pop them in there, and I have no doubt that they will germinate in about a week or two. I have a little Scabiosa seedling here that I've just pricked out. You'll see it's just got its true leaves starting to pop up from there. This is what it will look like when they germinate. These are some of my Scabiosa seedlings that are nicely established now. This patch actually self-seeded. I had a huge patch of Scabiosa Black Knight and Snow Maiden here last year, and these have self-seeded and they're looking really healthy. I'm actually not going to thin them out. I'm just going to see what they do as if they were sown in their natural environment. One thing with Scabiosa is you can pinch them out for more of a branching plant. So you'll see here, it's got one main growing tip at the moment. If I actually just go in and remove that growing tip, the plant's now going to put energy into these little side shoots here. And instead of getting one main central tall stem, I'm going to get a branching plant. So I'll be able to harvest more blooms from this. So I do pinch my Scabiosa. I do like to plant my Scabiosa out in autumn if I can, just because they are cold hardy, and I found I do just get the tallest, most productive plants from an autumn sowing, but I will also sow in spring as well. So flowers like snapdragons, I have found here in my climate that it's just not worth me spring sowing them if I'm growing them from seed, because they are just susceptible to a lot more diseases. I found I just get weak stems and the diseases take over before I get a really good harvest from them. But with Scabiosa, it's totally one that I will keep planting through spring, even into summer, and they will flower for me all the way through autumn, and they will flower through winter as well. They slow down and I normally cut them back by then and save seed from them. They really are a cut flower that keep on producing throughout spring, summer and autumn, which just makes them so, so valuable for a cut flower garden. In other garden news, my sweet peas are looking really nice at the moment. I am building a bit of a sweet pea wall situation here. So I am very excited to share that with you and the process around that as well. But yes, sweet peas are my newfound obsession. So I'm definitely going to be making lots of videos on these guys in spring and summer when I have flowers as well. If you've enjoyed this video and you'd like to get notified when I release more videos, please subscribe and you'll get sent a notification when I have a new video out as well. But thank you so much for watching. I will see you again next time.